The all-new 22 Civic, now on sale at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Good Monday morning. It is 9:15 on 9 News Now, and welcome to a new week. We've made it, right? And let's talk about the world of weather for what you are expecting. Now, we've got some good and bad news for you. Dr. Steve saying that this time of year in August in South Louisiana, you know we always expect those storms. So this week we're going to see much of the same. In fact, if we take a look here at the First Alert radar, the headliner of the day, typical summer storms. And you can see it is going to be sporadic throughout our viewing area. Not everyone is going to get those storms all at one time. They might be passing, but it's much of the same of what we saw towards the last end of last week. So if you want to break that down hour by hour, you can go to WAFB.com, or you can even download the WAFB weather app, which is free. And we have a live radar on there where you can see when that rain's coming through and when those rain percentages start to increase. So you can see in the morning, we're actually in good shape. You may have woken up without any wet weather and your morning drive should have been okay for the most part, but you can see as we get into those early afternoon hours, kind of inching towards that evening drive home, you're starting to see that larger increase in scattered thunderstorm chances. So again, WAFB.com/weather. Dr. Steve has you covered, and Jeff Morrow is going to get you covered throughout the rest of the day, the lunchtime hour into the early evening. So just be prepared. Bring an umbrella with you, maybe a poncho if you just want to be ready, but free resources at your fingertips on this Monday as we start a new work and school week. And speaking of, you know who goes back today? BRCC and Southern University students. Today is their first day back to school, and Callie Hubbard was actually live on the Bluff talking with administrators about how they're making this a safe comeback for students. So obviously with COVID protocols, they are asking everyone to accommodate the governor's mask mandate. So masks will be required on campus for those who are vaccinated and unvaccinated. But something else they're asking for is, especially for students who moved in, they had to provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test, and that was required before they even came to campus. So that's why Callie was kind of outlining all the things that people need to know before really the first day here, before things kind of got started around 7 a.m. So again, that's the policy there. BRCC starts today. Southeastern starts on Wednesday, and then LSU kicks off school next Monday, August 23rd. So our back to school coverage continues with our older college students. Still an exciting week ahead. As for the younger kids, let's talk about elementary school, middle school, and high school students. So if you often relied on the breakfast or lunch program, but you're opting to do virtual learning, well, here's some good news. EBR Schools announced their food delivery program for this school year. So if you decided to opt in for virtual learning, you can still sign up for those meals. So breakfast and lunch will be provided. And the great thing they're doing is providing pickup or deliveries for these food boxes. They're pre-packaged meals. They're ready to distribute to families. And if you want to pick them up, there's actually a number of locations. And we have the story on our news app. You see this bright line here highlighted in yellow. Click here to sign up for weekly home deliveries. So it's going to provide 7 servings of snacks and suppers and snacks that won't go bad. But you do have to click here to sign up for those deliveries. Now, if you don't want to sign up for delivery, you can pick up at all of these locations: Glen Oaks Middle, Broadmoor Middle, St. Pius, Sacred Heart. So all of these different things and places you can go Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. to pick up these food boxes. So a great resources for families who are having their kids virtual learn for this semester. Here's something else to keep a note of on this Monday, on this new day to a new week. In New Orleans, Mayor LaToya Cantrell announced last week that starting today, Monday, August 16th, it would be a requirement for people to show proof of vaccination or a negative test from at least the last 72 hours. And this is going to be required for any indoor business. So think restaurant, bars, even the Superdome, Caesars Superdome, to get inside there for a preseason game, for a game this coming season. So lots of different things to consider because there's a lot of indoor businesses. So to keep that in mind, you may want to download the LA Wallet app. That's one of the things we talked about. If you don't want to carry that physical card with you, it's actually really handy to download. And we actually spoke with the LA Wallet developers this weekend because so many people were downloading this that they ran into some server issues. We're told that they actually crashed for a brief moment, but we checked this morning. We had one of our producers download the app. Our keyboard is not working this morning, so just know if you wanted to download that app, or one of our producers tried it this morning and did not have any issues pulling their COVID data on there. So a free resource for you to download to show your state ID, your state driver's license, and your COVID vaccination status if you have received a COVID vaccine. So that'll be on there as well, especially if you head down to New Orleans. Very convenient for you. We're waiting on this later today. The New York Times came out with a report saying that food stamp benefits is getting an increase, and this is the Biden administration that passed this, and this is set to be the largest increase seen in this program's history. They're saying that the boost could be about 25% higher, and this would begin in October of this year. So we're waiting to find out the official announcement for this. Again, the New York Times reporting that the USDA is permanently boosting food stamp benefits by 25%. So we're expecting an announcement from the White House. We're also expecting details on this throughout the day, and you can be sure we're going to send you an alert through the 9 News app as well. Now, you may have heard about this awful story over the weekend. Yeah, that earthquake in Haiti is 7.2 magnitude earthquake. Happened on Saturday there. So we've got volunteer organizations, rescue organizations on the ground right now trying to search for more survivors in this. Right now, there's about 1,800 people found dead, and they're looking for hundreds of other people right now in the rubble, and they're going by hand, digging through, trying to figure out exactly where people are, where people could be. And the threat here, the danger, is that Tropical Depression Grace. That's the storm that's, excuse me, following behind Fred. The concern is with the rain and potential flooding, how would that hamper search and rescue efforts there in Haiti? So that's something that they're certainly keeping an eye on. And again, this is all happening since Saturday, the aftermath of them having to go in and find the survivors, provide rescue and aid to them and everything that they may need, on top of trying to find victims in the midst of the rubble. So as soon as we get updates from Haiti, we're going to update you right here on WAFB, and really just let you know on WAFB.com. This is going to be the best place to find out the recent information, the top headlines. We're also anticipating some new COVID numbers, COVID data from the Louisiana Department of Health. That should come down around noon today, as always. We're going to try to have those for you at the top of the 9 News at Noon show, just so you're aware of what's going on and so you know exactly what the status of COVID looks like in our state right now. So in the meantime, the main thing you need to know in terms of the world of weather, carry an umbrella with you because, again, we are looking at those typical summertime storms. So stay dry, and we'll see you on the Mothership at 9 News at noon. Have a good day.